The haunted swamp. I think what would be more scary than walking through a haunted forest is walking through a haunted swamp. So I think that's what I painted today without realizing it. But it's really a very simple one. I love this idea because it's pretty quick and it's very effective, especially if you're going to paint an invitation to a Halloween party or something. And it's just kind of pretty. It's kind of pretty. So that's what this painting is about today. I did mention in the course of this video that I want to do a video in response to a question about copywriting artwork. It's a really great question, and I appreciate the question. It never occurred to me to talk about that. But I have had my hand in on a lot of copyrighted issues with the art, and there's a couple of tricks of the trade that might help better understand what you can do to protect your rights. And it's not the whole point of today's video. Today's video is about this, about painting this. But I'm only telling you this because kind of as a tease, I guess. Not that I'd like to tease, but in a day, give me a day or two to put my information together, and then I'll make a video. So kind of be on the lookout for that. I'll do a video dedicated to the boring but important topic of copywriting your art. Yes, I know it's a boring topic, so just show up awake. And anyway, today we're gonna have fun. We're gonna paint this haunted swamp, and it's pretty easy to do. All right, let me show you how I did this right now. All right, good morning again. Got my coffee. Today's September 11th. Today is the day that we all remember the tragic events of this date in 2001. And if you're a first responder, we salute you because we saw firsthand. Of course, we've always known that you guys have given us everything. We've always known that. But that day, we really saw it like multiplied by 1,000. And today is also Robin's birthday. So I'm doing things with Robin today. And so I wanted to do a painting that doesn't take that long to do. And it's actually appropriate for the season we're in, because if you go to Hobby Lobby right now, there's a lot of Christmas stuff up. But this isn't a Christmas card. This is going to be more like a Halloween thing, a haunted forest thing. There's just something cool about a painting that's a haunted forest, I think. So what I'm doing is I'm painting water. I'm just spreading water, and I'm leaving a dry spot right there, like a round circle. But I'm not getting it super wet. I'm just getting it kind of wet. What I want to do is I want to get some dark, deep blue colors here. Let's see which one is the one I want. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one right there. So let's just get that and bring it over here, because what we want to do is get it lighter and lighter as it gets closer and closer to that circle that I made. And the water should help it bleed. And if it doesn't, I need to put more water on it. I didn't put much water on it. This is kind of a fun one. And a relatively easy one. Oh, purple. Yeah, purple looks nice too. Yeah, let's get some of that in there. Get some of that purple, some of that blue. Let's get it in there. Go ahead, add a little bit more water. we wanted to, because this big circle here is going to be the moon shining through the trees. And the cool thing about watercolor is it kind of helps you diffuse the water a little bit, diffuse the color. Kind of helps you with that. If you're using acrylic, you could just blend it out, or oil, you could blend it out. Pastel, I've done a few pastel pictures, kind of like this. Oh, by the way, one of the comments that one person left was asking me to talk about copyrights. How do you copyright your art? And when do you copyright your art? And should you copyright your art? And, well, I will not cover that right now. I'd like to make a whole, maybe not a long video, but a complete video on the whole copyright issue with art, which, by the way, also applies to the written word and music and some of the other things in your life. You can even copyright a sculpture and a photograph, of course. Yeah, photograph, absolutely. Some of you might be photographers, and I think in today's world, a lot of artists are also photographers. A lot of the what do I want to say? The reference photos that we use are our own. I used a lot of Robin's in the past. Robin has been my model in some of the ones that I needed a person in them. And anyway, so yeah, I will make a video. I promise. I hope maybe it'll be the next one. I don't know. But anyway, so today let's do a haunted forest. A haunted forest. How does that sound to you? I think one of the cool things about doing art in general is to try to create a feeling. And a haunted forest implies there's something haunted, something off about it, right? And if you ever noticed, like, even in cartoons, when they have something that's supposed to be scary, they will tilt the picture. Have you ever noticed that? They like have it leaning over. And so you can't lean your card over. Well, you could, I guess. But what you can do is you can make an angled tree line. And that'll kind of give you that effect. So that's what I want to do. I'm going to do an angled tree line. And this is kind of cool, just making the whole card like this. This is kind of neat, just like it is. But no, I don't want to leave it like that. I want to make it, I don't know, a little more haunted. So anyway, what you would use this card for, what do you think? Invitation. Yeah. Yeah, this could be an invitation to a party or something. I've never gone to a costume party, have you? I've never gone to a party like where you don't really know who's who. Of course, they probably could tell it was me because I'm rather tall. Anybody who knows me would say, oh, I know who that is. That's Larry. My grandson would say, that's Poppa. That's Poppa. I know him, even though he's dressed as a mummy. Oh, you want to hear a funny story? I got a little funny story for you. When I was, I think I know I've shared this with you, that I worked in radio for a very long time, and but there was a couple times when the radio stations I worked for closed or changed management, and I was out of work for a little while. So one of the times I was out of work, I applied in Disney World. Yes, I know, that's weird. Give me a second, I'm going to dry this off and I'll be right back and continue the story. All right, the card is dry. By the way, I dry my card with this Pro heater, which is not necessary because this really gets too hot. You can use a regular hair dryer. This is actually for shrink wrapping. We got this years ago when Robin and I were doing children's music, and we would make cassettes for kids, and then we would wrap them like with cellophane, and this would shrink it. And Robin has also used it for like gift baskets to shrink it. You know, she blows the hot air on it. You don't need it that hot. But anyway, that's what I just used. All right, so before I did that, I was telling you about I applied at Disney World. So I want to tell you a little bit about that. Before I do that, I want to tell you this. I want to do the background trees first. And to do the background trees, I want to make them washed out. So let's get some of this blue. Or maybe some of this black. Just get it very watered down. Let's test it out first. Yeah, I think a little bit black. Just wash it out. It's not as washed out. I want it more washed out than that. I just want some lines back here that are washed out. That one's not too washed out, but it'll work. I want to get some of these very washed out lines. These are the distant trees in the haunted forest. And we can put some, I guess, some branches on them. But these are all in the distance. Yeah, see, now it's starting to get a little bit washed out. All right, so I applied at Disney World. Keep in mind, I'm a tall guy, and there was some job openings, and one of them was for Chewbacca. Do you know who Chewbacca is? Yes, you do. Chewbacca is from Star Wars, and Star Wars is, and he is a tall character. So that's what I applied for. Well, what I didn't know, all I knew is he was tall. I figured I wouldn't have to speak, just put on a costume and walk around. I just can't even imagine myself doing that now, but I guess I was young and stupid. But I went down there, and what I didn't know is that they wanted the actors in the costumes to dance. You had to be able to dance. If there's anything I am horrible at, there's a lot of things I'm horrible at, but if there's anything I'm really horrible at, it's dancing. Oh my gosh. And so they had everybody who applied walk out into the middle of this room and dance. Just give a little jiggle or something. A little, improvised dancing. Oh my gosh. I was completely out of my element. And P.S., I was not wearing a costume. They didn't have me in a costume to do this. I was just in my regular street clothes when I came to the job, to apply for the job. So, obviously I didn't get the job, but it was the most humiliating thing. Oh my gosh. That was not me. I asked God, can you please get me out of this? Can you please? I wonder if God ever laughs when we say some prayers, like that kind of prayer. Can you please get me out of this? Yeah, that was a fine. But you know what came out of it? That was actually a good thing. See, this is maybe evidence that God works in mysterious ways. I was down there, and it was at that point where I asked myself, well, what could I do since I can't dance? What could I do? And I was just happened to see this easel. Disney is all about art. And there was an easel sitting there, and I thought, oh, wait a minute. They have artists in the theme park doing like portraits of people, right? And so that's what led me to getting some work for a little while between radio jobs doing like portraits, not detailed portraits, but sketches in the theme park resorts. Yeah, I did it in Disney. I did it in Universal, and I did that for a while. And I would do what I called quick sketches, not caricatures, not with the big teeth and the the funny faces, but rather with more or less what you would do, like if you were doing like a preliminary sketch of somebody to kind of familiarize yourself with the subject, because back in those days, we didn't really have. I'm going to say we didn't really have computers because right now I'll start things on an iPad if I have a big job. I'll start it on the iPad and kind of experiment a little bit. Back then we just did it on paper. Okay, I'm distracting myself here. Trying to pay attention to what I'm doing and what I'm saying at the same time. But anyway, that's a funny story I had. So the haunted forest is a cool idea, and as you can see, you can probably tell what I'm doing here. You get all these background, these very, very distant lines here. They're all trees in the distance. There's lots of vertical lines. The only one I'm not happy with is this one, but I can put a big tree in front of it. Maybe that's the plan. But they're all very washed out, very watered down. And in the illusion that they're in the distance. Put a few things in front of the moon. I don't want to put a lot in front of the moon, because I want the moon to be big. Maybe I could put some water here too, like it's a swampy forest. That's an idea. And then you could make this into an invitation for a Halloween party or just whatever, something spooky. And if you took this this whole concept, and instead of making it into a card, you could take a larger sheet of watercolor paper and just have some fun. And maybe put a decorative thing up, or like a lot of times we talk about making money with our art, so you might be able to sell something like this. I don't know. But anyway, so today's Robin's birthday, and I got her a few gifts. I can't wait for her to wake up. I'll give them to her, and then later on we're going to go to Outback Steakhouse. We're going to go with her mom. I don't know if it's just the three of us or if her brother's coming down. Her brother lives about 80 miles north of here. So it might be more than just the three of us. But anyway, it's gonna be fun. I hope. I know they were looking forward to it. They like steaks. I'm not a big steak guy. I think I mentioned that once before. But don't worry, I have my own vices. Cigars were my big vice. I don't really do them anymore. I say I don't really do them because I kind of reserve my habit for, like, if I'm camping or something, which probably won't happen anymore. Although we are going to a cabin in October next month. Oh, it's 1 month away. Well, that ought to be fun, I guess. Alright, and just a little bit more undefined, distant lines. Then we can start doing the stuff that's closer to the camera. It already looks kind of cool, doesn't it? Oops, that's a little too dark. That's a little too dark. Yeah, it almost looks like a person. I don't want that. Just gotta spread that out, get that watered down. Come on. Suck up that water, suck up that water. This little thing. I like the idea that some of this is bluer than others and some is purple. It's very much a happy accident happening right in front of my eyes. All right. I think we're ready for some of the bigger foreground things. So I'm going to use this. You know what I think I'll do? I think I'll continue with the Kuretake, because it is a richer color. It is a richer paint. So once again, thank you, Deborah, for sending these. And I can see, so I did the background. This is interesting. I didn't expect to do this, but now that I'm thinking about it, this might work. Use the Kuretake because it's darker. Let's see which color this is. That says indigo. Well, let me try indigo. Maybe that'll work. Maybe that'd be a nice foreground color. Because these colors from Kuretake are so rich that I won't have to worry about doing lots of layers. Maybe just 2 layers. Okay, so it's just some brush here. You know what? I think I do want to make a path there. So just put some of this here. And like I say, maybe maybe even a wet area, like a swampy area over there. There would be nothing scarier than having to walk through a swamp at night. Oh my gosh, that would be scary. Okay. I guess that works like that. I don't know. I probably should have thought this through before I started, but like I say, I wanted something I could do quickly and effectively and fun. I wanted this one to be fun. Yeah, so if you go, like I say, if you go into Hobby Lobby right now, it's very much full of Christmas. And they didn't do much with Halloween, but they did a lot of stuff for like fall festivals, fall, autumn things. And I guess this would qualify. I don't know. At our church, we have something, you probably have this too, called Trunk or Treat. You know, where the kids can come to the church for their candy trick-or-treating, you know, but they call it Trunk or Treat because you decorate the trunk of your car and then the kids come from the neighborhood. Okay, candy is a little path, not a wide path. There it goes in there. Yeah, so we're going to participate in that. That's always fun too. I do not dress up. We dress up the car. So now I'm adding some of that black on top of that indigo, just to give this foreground a little bit more depth. Oh, here we go. I'm not sure if I want that path. All right, now let's get some of these big trees in here. Okay, here we go. All right, this is when I get nervous. A couple of big foreground trees. They're darker, they're stark. The color is stark. And I said I wanted the background to be a little bit of an angle, so let me try to do that. tree. All right, get some more dark trees over here. This is a fun one. I think this is one of those that I feel like anybody could do. This feels like it's a relatively easy one to do. There we go. Couple of trees there. Get some more brushes over here. Maybe one more big tree right here. Maybe the granddaddy tree, the biggest one in the whole picture. It's a little off. It's a little off. Let's put a little bit of This is just a study in dabbing. Just dabbing a lot. Get a lot of like fauna, what do they call it, flora. A lot of the green stuff going on. Without green, it would be green if the lights came on, right? Yeah, I think that's all I need. I think that's all I need for my haunted forest. Or my haunted swamp. Yeah, and this the Kiritake really does, because it's so rich. It did make it easy to have some richer colors. So the Winsor Newton worked out nicely to create the background, and the Kiritake looks like it did a good job of being more opaque and more pigmented, more stark. Yeah, so the takeaway from this one is, don't apply at Disney if you can't dance. Don't apply at Disney if you can't dance. You know, it's funny how some memories seem like yesterday, right? It's funny. I think I'm done with my haunted forest card. I'm going to fold it now. And you could use this kind of an idea. I think that would be a nice invitation. You are invited to a haunted house or a haunted swamp. All right, I guess that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you tomorrow. I think I'm going to prepare a video to explain what I know about copyrights, what I do regarding copyrights, and what has been done on my behalf regarding copyrights. I say all those things because bottom line is I'm not an attorney, and that might be the person who would really be able to help you with the copyright topic. But I have worked with copyrights a lot with the Library of Congress. So I'll tell you what I know in another video. But till then, thank you so much, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.